I have all my spell slots, so
Hi,
What?
Greg.
Greg.
What?
Also,
Craig?
I was wrong. He has counter charm, not counter spell.
Wait, counter charm?
Even
Mhm.
better. It's a
Yeah.
bard bit.
Oh.
All right. For all here, we're all ready. Let's hop on in. In our last session, we watched as our group of former Strixhaven students would leave the planet of Ravnica behind, traversing the wild space of the Omnisphere and doing their best to use their time on board the Gilded Leaf wisely. Among the many activities they would dive into over their trip, we would get to watch as our party would get to join forces with the crew of the Gilded Leaf in order to defend it, fighting off these crazed zombie-like pirates, only to find out that these cutthroats were under the control of some strange parasite. Doing a little bit of combat, managing to maintain the integrity of the ship while defeating the mercenaries, our heroes would prove too strong to be defeated. And following the attack, we would get to follow the vessel as it continues on for about 4-ish more days at that point. And loosely only about a half day of travel outside of their destination of the downed Dragonfly ship. We would see the party try a curious ritual. The heroes circling Kellen, and as he would reach out to Liliana, almost acting as a beacon for their former professor. And with the combined efforts of our party's shared will, we would get to see Liliana return to them once more after months and months of forced separation. Our session today, picking up only maybe a minute or so after Liliana's return to her allies and her pupils. Reunited with this sort of celebration, we would get to watch as the group would all embrace, followed by probably these individual inspections and greetings to each of you as Liliana is just sort of soaking in the moment.
Somebody's just like thrown the necklace onto her.
Yeah, that was like the
During
first
hug.
thing. I think Marius was immediately like this here before anything this.
I think she still needs to like attune to it, but
Holy shit, I can't believe that worked.
oh my god.
And the warm welcomings all almost starting to simmer down, that initial shock. We would get to see again Marius. He would hand over that amulet of non-detection. A little bit of elation as she would put the sort of chain necklace on, sporting a pretty wide smile as she would take in all of you sort of at once. Clearly she's just trying to absorb all of this, returning to all of you. There would be these maybe like lingering looks of, joyous union between everyone. Again, you all would pick up that Liliana looks a little older. When you guys last saw her, she almost looked like she was like frozen in age in this maybe like mid-30s or so. But now she would be sporting crow's feet. Her normally shock black hair would have these flashes of gray streaks in it. There'd be a little bit more almost aging on her face. You could see it in her neck a little bit as well. None of you would need to roll anything, because it would maybe be a little jarring. And maybe when you saw her last, maybe some of you had a weird feeling about her tattoos. When you saw her with that necklace on, the tattoos, they looked almost like dull, like they could have been painted on. Now that you see Liliana in her now standard form, she would not be sporting any of those purple tattoos that would line up and down her neck and sort of crawl to the outer reaches of her face. You could probably see her forearms. There would be no tattooing. It would all be gone. And she wouldn't bring any attention to it. Maybe your character may not even pick up on this quite yet if you don't think so. But looking at the noticeably older Liliana, she would maybe give you all another one of these big smiles, crow's feet sort of peeking, sort of smile wrinkles sort of creasing. I can honestly say I can't recall the last time anyone has been this happy for me to arrive anywhere. Honestly, I can't even think of the last time previously I got a hug when showing up somewhere.
We're so glad you're back. Like, I can't believe that worked. Way to go, Kellen. Like,
Holy
punch your
shit!
arm.
Holy shit! I mean, no. I mean, give credit where credit's due. That was a big part. Goes out to our Planestalker Marius.
It was a group effort. We all came together.
Plains talker. Plains caller, you mean?
One of those.
Yeah, he like talked to the planet, Ravnica.
Yeah, it was awkward.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
I'm
When
sure it
did we
works.
learn of this? This is impressive.
Very recently. I mean, on Ravnica.
Wow.
Very soon.
Was it from Zio?
Yeah, I was trying to place it.
I believe it was what's it called? It may have been Zio, but I thought it was when you tried your no, I guess it would have been Zio. Yeah, Zio probably would have mentioned it. Yeah.
I think he's the one who explained like what happened to you and was like, "You're probably a planescaller," but I don't remember how that actually happened.
I thought it
now
was
that I'm
no.
thinking
I
about
thought it was. I thought it was when he was talking to Vors. Vors was.
That's
the
what
one
I-
that-
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking. I know Zio mentioned it, but Vors may have been the one to sort of elaborate on it more. I think you may be right, Chance.
Yeah,
Wait,
no, that
can we
sounds right.
review who's Wars again?
Vors
Vors?
is the robot
Vors
Sure.
was-
Oh,
from the
right.
ring.
Yes. From the ring.
It's my.
Right, I
He's
think he
my.
was.
It's my
Our
first
old-
new tag along.
our first pet. Oh yeah, Vors is here, just awkwardly standing by.
Who's Vors?
Oops.
Oh, you have a Warforged creation. It is a very, very nice to meet you, friend.
Oh yeah, he used to be like a living being, and then we found him in a ring. I mean, Vors. This is Vors. It's Captain Professor Liliana. Feel
He would
free
sort
to.
of he would raise up a hand and greeting. It is a pleasure to finally meet you, Liliana. I have heard many stories from Kellen about your times together. He has nothing but glowing things to report. Liliana giving a bit of a nod, impressively. Okay, well, we're new friends. That's good. Strange coincidence on meeting. And she would probably look around the area for the first time. So we are on board this Gilded Leaf that I've heard of.
Yes, ma'am. This is not the Dragonfly, but we're really close. I think we're supposed to get there like later today.
Oh, right. I just assumed you would have beaconed me to the Dragonfly, but I am not going to turn down an early chance to get to see all of you again, so no complaints on my part. I am honestly slightly curious to meet this crew that have sort of put you all up for this long and have been rather helpful, it would sound.
I mean, yeah, we were. I guess we didn't really think about like we just wanted to try it out and see if it would even work. And what do you know? Here we are. And also we did not tell them that we were doing this, so
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a practice round, and then like turned out it was like the real round. You know, like sometimes that just happens. But hey, you know, you could meet the dragons. That would be fucking sick.
There are dragons on board this vessel. That's what's right, dragonlings. You did mention something about these.
Yeah,
right?
little baby dragons.
You startled me, just the mention of dragons. So it evokes a certain image.
Oh yeah, I never met like a full-grown one.
It's painfully overrated, honestly. half of them are up their own ass, in my opinion.
Huh.
I'm sure these dragonlings are fine. And again, they did not know that I was going to be here on board. Did we perhaps think of a way to explain this?
Well, this development happened as of when he showed up, right? So I haven't had time to brainstorm, but we got you now. You're so smart and the leader. So what should we tell them, you think?
Gail would probably speak up, having been kind of just like taking a step back, letting everybody else, like high energy as she kind of like was assessing Liliana, has probably noticed the tattoos but hasn't said anything, and just kind of like as she speaks up, she kind of like is trying to discreetly wipe like a few tears away from her face, trying to make it look like she wasn't just crying. It's like, well, I had a thought maybe, it was a bit of an emergency. We thought we could wait till we get back, and you messaged going, no, I need to come now. So we did, we did it. Maybe that's the story. I don't know.
I don't think it's a bad idea at all, Gail. Yes, I was in some sort of bind, and thankfully you all were able to summon me? Sorry, I'm just not exactly sure what these people do and do not know, so please forgive my tibbiness around the subject.
Yeah, no, they don't really know what we did exactly.
They
While
don't
on
really know much.
Ravnica.
I mean, they really don't know much about us. We've kind of just told them the whole like traveling group act thing, and that's kind of where we left it.
Right. That is a very good thought. Very good thought. Stick with the lie you know. Good thinking on all of you. Good thinking.
Also, try to use the truth as much as possible.
Exactly.
Gives a little wink.
Well, we will perhaps try to lean into that aspect. I should maybe also ask, should we expect an unsavory response by chance from these people? Again, I've heard nice things from Brett here, but not too much on exact details on these folk.
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, we all kind of saved each other's lives. Just that wasn't earlier today. That was like a day or two ago, right? With the attack.
It was like 4 days ago at this point, probably.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
4-ish.
Yeah, I let her know about the pirate. But no time to like chat, sending.
Yeah, something about some strange, controlled mercenaries swinging swords relentlessly. It sounded, honestly, a little exhilarating. I'm glad you all were here to protect them. Not to imply these people can't protect themselves, but I know firsthand that you all are capable of just about anything if you put your mind to it. I think that I am proof of that myself, being here now.
I think Datla said they were puppeteer parasites. She seemed to just kind of know the name. Probably read it in a book somewhere.
I'm vaguely familiar with them. Funny enough, some of their innards actually make for splendid inks. Funny enough, the magical properties they possess are almost inherent for illusion-based magic, it being a high part of their process when taking over someone, but I think that makes a little sense. Okay. A whole crew, that is strange, with a manning a vessel as well, as Brett said. That's very odd. They must have been pretty smart. A large hive, to say the least.
You say
Also,
large?
apparently the ship itself is kind of somewhat sentient. It's kind of a living ship. There's a tree on it.
Oh, splendid. Those, I'm not, again, I don't know exactly how much knowledge you've come into about spell-doing vessels, but living ships, they are actually semi-rare, notoriously fickle with the whole living aspect and, being kind of picky and choosy about who actually is allowed on board, but That's amazing. I actually am very excited to go meet the. Is it an int or a dryad? They kind of can go back and forth depending on who's actually inside the tree.
Brett met that tree, right? Does he happen to know?
You met the tree. You heard Q reference Berber inside the tree, but I don't think
Yeah, I
you've
was like,
heard anything else outside of that.
I don't know if any of us have seen them.
The tree's name is Berber, and Q, the mushroom guy, he said that like, Berber's like shy. But okay, so there's Q, the mushroom guy, also Warforged mushroom guy, and that's the same guy. And then there's Kaisher, he's like tall and strong and like smart and stuff. And then there's Ari, and he like plays the drums and he's like pretty chill. And then there's Datla, and she's like smart, she has a book. And then there's Furnace, she's the one with like one of the dragons, and she's pretty nice. She's pretty chill. We can't vibe.
She has a book.
Oh, and she cooks.
That sounds amazing. I've been cooking on my own for the past couple of days, and if I'm being honest, my skills could use improvement, so a fresh meal sounds delicious.
Well, if you want, I could like break the news to everyone. Is that like kind of the direction we're leaning? And like maybe I can see if Datla's like started anything. There's maybe some leftovers.
I don't see why not.
I could make us some tea.
You all probably had breakfast like a little bit before this summoning, and Datla was in the midst of that sort of cleanup when you guys were looking for Ari. So for Ari's timeline, it was basically eat breakfast, went into his room. You would know he went into his book, probably got high in his book, and then he's going to come back out at some point. So you would know that there are like a few people like out and about on the ship. You know, breakfast has been had, but there are typically some manner of leftovers to some extent. So there's a couple different options you guys have.
Ooh. For funsies, I'll take off my helpful assistant and say I left that with Datla to help with cleanup.
Ooh, I love it. I love it.
Because I mean, I'm pretty sure it's got like a 60-foot range. It's gonna be pretty hard for me to leave that on this ship.
Yeah, especially since that's all sort of taking place in sort of the center of the ship, so you kind of have a lot of different angles you can move about.
Mm-hmm. I do think, I mean, I don't know, it feels a little silly, but I think we should give Aelity a bit of praise. I mean, you know, none of this would be happening right now if she wasn't successful with that dispel.
Oh, that's fair. I guess Brett did mention something about that. The Aelity was the one who actually cast it, but he also did mention that all of you imparted some of your magic upon her. I'm sure that played a large role in all of this.
I just kind of taught her the settle spell, you know.
What would be some of our first actions here? What would you guys like to get up to? How are we going to spend this last half day? How would you like to break the news to the rest of the crew that a new passenger is on board? If you even want to break that news, it's up to you guys, really.
I mean, if no one's gonna oppose or join Brett, he'll just kind of break the news to each person as he runs into them, probably. His first priority is to try to get some leftovers or something down here for Liliana.
Easy enough. That's probably the easiest job you have on your list of breaking this news to everyone. Going up to Datla and getting some of those leftovers. I'm guessing you would probably start after you get the leftovers to Liliana, not like tell Datla the news and get leftovers, or would he pile up like that?
I was imagining the second one where he's like, "Hey Datla, I'm just putting together a plate for my new friend. Can I have some of that cheese? You dump that, right? I'll just add some of that."
Wait, your new friend?
Yeah, hold on. And then you're done with this right here. I'll just take that out of your hands. And she's pretty hungry, I think. So I'll be right back, okay? You wait here, okay? I'll tell you all about it.
Huh?
Datla probably waiting patiently for Brett to return.
Yeah.
What in the hell's?
He's come back with like the most random charcuterie board of leftovers.
She looks over to the helpful assistant that isn't actually visible and just like shrugs.
And Liliana would immediately pick into like the breakfast leftovers. Just, oh, this is delicious. Oh my! Please tell this Statla that her food is amazing. I'm sure you all have in the time, but I guess I could tell her that. You know what? I'll do this. You do what you are going to do, Brett.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. He's like dancing back and forth on his feet. Like, okay, yeah, we'll go. Pokes his head around like the door frame, you know what I mean, like hanging on it. Hey, Dala. Food's delicious, by the way. My friend says thanks. Also,
yeah,
my
but is
friend
this
says
best
hi.
friend?
Yeah, she's a longtime friend from like when we first started performing. You know, we kind of think of her as like a mentor. You know, we joke about what her title is, call her all kinds of things: captain, professor, ma'am, lady, super awesome lady. You know. Yeah, her name is Lils, and she's cool. But you know, she's a little standoffish, so like don't take it personally if she's like kind of quiet.
Okay. This is have you told Captain Gold?
Haven't seen her yet. Craziest thing, you know, because I just came straight here. Working on it. Shh. Like leans forward. I'll let everyone know. So, but yeah, just want to let you know. Eventually everyone will know, and it's chill. It's cool.
Eventually everyone will know.
Pat on the door / wall. All right, I'll see you around.
That's probably when Gale comes in, like, sorry, I just need a kettle of water.
Datla's probably just like standing there stupefied as Gale's getting her kettle.
Just like, what is happening?
And who is Brett breaking the news to next? You don't have to roleplay out each one if you don't want to, or we totally can, whatever works.
I think it would go about the same as that, like with each person.
That's fair.
I feel like the only other one that like should be role played is Gold.
Oh, for
yeah,
sure, for sure.
And I guess Brett would let them know, like, hey, I told them you're called Lils. Like, that's why I called you. Figured trying to be discreet, you know. So.
Right. Smart. Good thinking.
All right, cool, sick. Like, takes off again.
Liliana probably looks over at Marius and probably mouths like, or maybe says very quietly so just Marius could hear, I've never been a big fan of the name Lils before.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't get to choose our nicknames. I'll try and fight that one.
That's right. That's fair.
Do you think with prestidigitation I could get the kettle of water hot enough for some tea? It's not going to be boiling, but you know.
It'd probably take you a little bit. I'd say if you sort of like keep a prestidigitation active on it for a little while, it'll get going. Again, like you said, not boiling, but it'll get pretty warm.
Yeah.
Iroh frowns on your actions.
Wrong universe.
I'm using what I got. I'm sorry.
Just in case, I'll do a message, and I'll just kind of start filling Liliana in and what has happened so far.
That's fair. She's
Okay,
probably heard
attacked,
like
blah, blah,
parts
blah.
of these details, but you're like fully fleshing them out because her and Brett did stay fairly like active. We didn't role play it out every day.
Right, but
30
also
sec-
Brett.
30 word at a time conversation.
Exactly. So you're fleshing out these like loose frameworks that she had. Beautiful.
So I'll get her caught up, and then yeah. If she has any questions.
She probably would have a few questions like here or there that you're like, yes, I know how it sounds, but it's how it played out.
Trust me, I know.
The explanations, Gail's pouring out tea for everyone.
Yeah, everybody's down there just watching Mary kind of this silent conversation.
As we would watch Brett head up to that top deck, what would it look like as you break the news to Captain Gold and Kaisher? Because you would probably know that, especially at this hour, so to speak, that they're gonna be in that sort of like pilot room, the sort of spell jamming room itself. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 with this one. As you would walk in, Captain Gold in that almost like stone plant covered chair, Kaisher just like off to the side at like a mapping table, kind of like routing your path for the last bit of the day.
Just before he goes in, like while he's still out on the open deck, he's like pacing back and forth, and he's like, "Okay, Brett, think. Which parts do I say? All right." And he's just kind of like reviewing it to himself, like muttering to himself as he comes up with like his plan. Okay. That part's probably not secret. Yeah, no, that's probably fine. That's like the thing.
So we're at Strixhaven, and
Let's start at the beginning.
wait, shit.
Let's start at the beginning. The Auric.
The age of 9.
So I used to be
born
part of
without
the
a face.
circus.
Yeah, I was born to 2 fire genasi in a circus.
When a mommy genasi and a daddy genasi.
Kill a stork, they rob its egg, and that's where I started.
Oh.
Brett's too innocent to understand things.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like what Brett's gonna say.
That's fair. That's fair.
I guess actually he would review with the group what the story's gonna be before he shares it with Gold.
I was about to say, probably after like, it's probably been like 30 minutes at this point, Gail sends a message with the earring to Brett like, "Hey, how's it going?"
I'm on my way down, hold on. You just hear like the elevator stairs. I feel like Brett's really good at like looping down each little stairwell thing like 2 steps at a time.
Oh yeah.
That makes sense. Probably like hand planting the wall to skip
Yeah.
steps at times.
Yeah.
It's like the toddler that jumps 8 steps. Did you guys see that?
You get down
I'll
here.
do it again.
You get down here, Gail's holding out a cup of oolong tea for you.
He takes it like a shot.
Oh, okay. All right.
Alright, thanks, Gail. So, alright, I've broken the news to like everyone on the ship, but Captain Gold and Kaisha, who's always with Captain Gold. So I figured, like, unlike everyone else, Captain Gold's gonna have questions. So here's like my brainstorm. We'll say that Captain Professor Man, Lils, she is like a really
Liliana.
smart. Well, I don't know. Like, do we want to use like her real name? Like, I came up with Lils on the spot.
Hold
no
on,
biggie.
yeah. I don't know if that hides it as well as you think.
Lily.
Oh, I hate that. Please do not.
Yeah,
Call
he, like,
me.
side
That
eyes
is
you. She's
that
like-
is probably worse than Lils.
So Lils it is. So we.
Lilith?
You know what? How about, Brett, why don't you just come with me and we'll just go talk to the captain together?
Okay. Like, you can do the talking, and I just like stand there, or like other way.
Just like nod and be a hype man, but
Hype man, I got it.
Quietly.
Quietly. Okay, yeah, I got it.
Quietly.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's go.
Okay, so here's what I was thinking. Like, we just tell them that Lil's is like super smart magic lady, and like she was in trouble, and she like told us this thing that we could do to like try to rescue her, you know. And then like we tried it, experiment like as an accident. It actually worked like sooner than we thought.
Okay. We could work on that.
Okay.
I can do something with that. How much further are we from the dragonfly?
At this point, probably about
You said half a day,
4-ish
right?
hours.
Okay.
Yeah, like 4-ish hours. I would say, like, if you guys were to like, look out on the top deck, maybe when Brett was there, like kind of far off in the distance, you can kind of begin to see the shapes of the asteroids. So you guys are getting pretty close to the belt, and that's like the home stretch.
Yeah, I was about to say we're gonna hit that belt soon.
We're walking into that sort of bridge room. Again, this almost like stone throne, sort of covered in like ivory and some plant foliage around its base. Almost looking like a ruined throne. Kaisher off on a side cartography table, probably mapping out a few things. As you enter, Captain Gold, you would see her vision would almost be like a blank stare off. And as you would walk in, it's almost like a blink and return to self. Morning. Good to see you two.
Yeah, good morning. Sorry, I didn't know if you had a moment to talk or.
Of course. Yes, we have plenty of time, especially with our slow travel we're about to hit.
That's fair. Safe and sorry. Hey, look. So, I know we're almost at the dragonfly, but well, we kind of summoned our friend onto your ship. I'm so sorry. We did not get permission first. We're really kind of like experimenting a little bit and didn't realize it would be like this quick of a summons. But I hope you don't mind. For the last 4 hours, we will have just an extra passenger, if that's okay. They are a friend. No danger, no threat to your ship. Again, I do apologize. We didn't mean for the summoning to go through immediately. We were just feeling it out, and it was just kind of happened.
Marius, go ahead and roll me a persuasion check or a deception check if you feel like this is more deceptively inclined, or a persuasion, because again, you did sort of walk that line to where I could see both plausibly making sense.
I have a deception because he very clearly wanted to bring her on the ship.
I got you.
I do love that. It just sort of happened.
Well, let me think. No, we'll go persuasion. I don't think he's really trying to like lie. It's like a don't be mad, but 21.
21. You would probably see Captain Gold look over, maybe exchange a look with Kaisher, and Captain Gold looking back at both of you curiously. This is very interesting news. You have a friend here, and you said that this was a practice run that went through, so this was something you were hoping to do back at your ship, I presume, and it just sort of transpired?
Yeah, we're at Ravnica. We just learned of the potential of summoning somebody, and well, we were just kind of running down the mechanics of it, mostly just to see if we were powerful enough to even make it work. And then, if we were, then we were going to do it on our ship. And if we weren't, we may have tried to ask if you were open to helping us. And it, again, I do apologize. And it worked. So it was more of like powering up a ship, and then when we did, the ship just took off. Instead of just seeing if it would work. I don't know if that analogy works. I'm not too familiar with ships. This is the second one I've ever been on. But no more surprises. We're almost off the ship. I could give you a little gold for your troubles. That would help.
See Captain Gold like put up a hand as if to like, no worries or pause, stop. No need for gold. I do believe you. Marius. I did not take you all as those able to summon, but I have seen crazier things in this world, I can assure you.
We didn't take ourselves as summoners. But, again, I really do apologize, but we'll be out of here in a few hours. I'll make sure, everybody minds themselves until then. Obviously, we have the best interest of the ship in mind.
Kaisher probably kind of clears his throat just at one point, probably not trying to interject because Captain is speaking, and Captain Gold would look over and give a bit of a nod. While this is not an issue this time, and while we only have a few hours left together, perhaps on your next voyage you should perhaps let the owners of the ship know if you are planning something like this. If just as a heads up, some people may view that as a very odd act to perform just before touching down at the destination. I'm sure you can see that.
That's why as soon as it happened, we wanted to come let you know. I really do apologize. If we could just chalk this up to a hard lesson learned for us. Again, we didn't mean any disrespect by it. Again,
no disrespect imparted, but
we are incredibly grateful for everything.
We have been rather pleased with you and your friends' company throughout this past trip. If I may speak for some of my crew, Datla and Fern are awfully fond of you all, though I take for different reasons.
Very different reasons.
Nonetheless, we have all enjoyed having you all here, and I'm sure we will have a much more standard goodbye. But I would like to thank the two of you very much for coming and speaking with me so promptly after this. It is noted, and that is appreciated greatly.
Again, if there's anything we could do before we get to the Dragonfly, just do let us know. And if our paths ever cross, obviously we're in your debt.
Quite honestly, I was planning on saving that for our actual goodbye speech, but I think this debt may be paid. Upon Kaisha and I's calculations after our fray a few days ago, we're not quite sure we would have survived such a conflict on our own. We both feel, looking at Kaisha, we both feel perhaps the gods were doing us a favor by stumbling across you all.
Well, great. We were more than happy to help. Obviously, we had a vested interest in saving the ship. The gods do work in mysterious ways. Well, again, we'll stay out of your way. If you need anything, of course, we'll be around. Otherwise, Lynn's blessings upon you both.
You as well, friend. It is truly a pleasure. And I know you control Kaisha, Chad, but he probably gives a salute of who is it? It's Bahamut that he worships, right? The Platinum Dragon.
I believe so.
I think so.
With.
So he'd probably give you one of those salutes, may the wings of the Drake guide you, something like that.
I picture when he said salute, he was like, "Let me throw out my own god's blessing."
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Some blessing on you, and he's like, "Bahamut, you too." And he's in that moment of all right, okay.
Salute's blessing to you, and Bahamut's to you.
And Brett just claps, waves at everyone. Blessings, good chat. All right.
Brett finger guns his way out. That's
that's his blessings of the gods. His finger guns.
Backs up into the wall and then readjusts. Backs out the door. Brett.
Oh, he does the tapping the door frame as he leaves.
Yeah. Well.
All right. Well, thank you, Gator. I'll leave you to the ship. Of course, obviously, we're approaching those asteroids. Probably take all your attention.
Too true. And the only thing I would ask is just make sure that the cargo space below is at least semi-tidy as when you showed up.
Oh, yeah.
No debris or anything left behind. Double check your possessions as well. We would hate to incur one of your items and then not be able to find you all.
Yeah. No, for sure. I'll make sure everything's clean, tucked away, ship shape, and we'll leave it better than we found it if we can. You run a good ship. You realize maybe that sounded. All right, thank you.
Yes. Saloon's blessings to you both. And may the Platinum Dragon look over thee, probably eyeing Kaisher.
Nods in like approval. Yeah. All right, Brett, let's go.
The two of you walk out of there. Maybe that slight of just like, okay, all right, that one has been solved.
But also, we should make sure everybody's got all their stuff and do a little once over and clean up if we can.
Yeah, you'd probably come down and like go to say all that, and then like you see that Gail's literally like at least her area, like everything that she dealt with is already cleaned up, bag all packed, ready to go.
Don't look eager or anything.
She's just used to this. She's been on a lot of trips. She knows what the last day's about.
I vacation every summer with father and mother.
As you two return back to the lower deck, you would probably see that tea kettle Gale had been serving out. It's probably about half gone. Liliana has probably drinking a good bit, as well as Aelity maybe having one or two, maybe Kellen even partaking. Anything else on our final day for everyone? Any other final conversations we want to have before arriving back at the Dragonfly?
Kellen's got a couple bits. He's no particular conversations that he wants to have with any of the people or anything, or any people. But he does want to get some sword time in if he can, and he does want to try to go up to where Q usually is. Not to try to talk to Q, but to like kind of sit up against the tree and try some meditation. He's got something very specific in mind.
All right, sounds good. As we would see Kellen make his way from the lower deck. Again, probably seeing your fellow friends, maybe just checking through, loosely cleaning up that cargo deck as you make your way past. Go up. You would probably pass Datla, who's just like in the middle of cleaning up the kitchen, making sure the stocks are done. You could probably hear Fern singing from this sort of mess hall. Making your way up to that top ship. Would Q have any particular reaction as you would sort of walk up those steps at the highest most floor of the ship, having this large tree sort of flanking your left? The Warforged Mushroom Man probably just chilling.
Yeah, no. Q would acknowledge Kellen and be like, "Oh, hello," and Kellen would be like, "Oh, hey, I just came up here to do a thing. Like, to pay no attention to me. If I need your help or anything, maybe I'll call for you." So Q would just nod and like kind of look over the deck awkwardly.
I don't know why I imagined like, hey, pay no attention to me. Pulls out an axe from behind your back.
Oh god.
Something I got to do before my head.
Carves initials into the bark.
I love it. As you sort of sit up against this large tree, go ahead and give me a religion check. As you just sort of try to find that center. You found it before. Just trying to follow that feeling, try to chase that feeling back.
Holy shit, 20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
What would our meditation look like for Kellen in this moment?
He would take into account like kind of the sessions that he's had with Marius and like what Marius has told him, and then he would also take into account the information that has been given to him through Liliana and especially Vors. And everybody keeps talking about like this crack and trauma and stuff. And so Kellen's like, you know what, maybe I should, and after almost dying recently in the theater, he's like, you know what, I don't visit this spot a lot, but he's gonna try to like focus with the intent on like going back to that moment where he found his brother.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And your mind is calm, empty, though your intent is there. It's not a thought, it's will. It's not something you have to focus on, it's inherent. You breathe in, and breathe out. Give me a flat d20 roll real quick, Kellen.
4.
A 4. As your mindscape begins to open up, almost like curtains being pulled back to display. It's like they're being pulled back. It's like your eyes are open, though you know this isn't your true form. This is a memory. Every time you've come back to this place, it feels... picturesque is probably the wrong word. Idyllic is definitely the wrong word. But as you look at the scene now, seeing your brother's room, you would see it's messy. There would be clothes about some of the space, some of the drawers maybe half open, the bed fully made though. And you would see the form of your brother, suspended mid-room, still. And maybe it gets too real. Smells start creeping in. You almost forgot what he smelled like, what his room smelled like, and it hits you in a wave. Kellen, roll me a D100.
80?
That is an 80. Roll me one more D20 real quick. One more flat D20.
12?
That's a 12. The moment feels so visceral. In a split second, it's almost like your angle changes slightly. It's almost like you got shorter in the blink of an eye. You're looking up more at this body than you ever have in any other recounting. And you maybe look down at your hands. They're smaller, younger. And one of your hands moves up to your face, wipes away tears. And maybe look back at your brother, still. And maybe move up, and you would recall grabbing his hand. It's cold, lifeless. Kellen, give me one more religion check, as this feels so real.
30-20 again.
Another 30-20.
And I only
is
have
that?
a +1 mod to that.
That's wild.
Okay. Everyone else on board the ship, this won't make sense. Everyone else on board the ship that isn't our crew, basically. All of you roll me a D100.
Each of us?
Everyone, all one of you, including Kellen, all of you guys roll me a D100.
Mid.
Kind of mid as well, 59.
66.
What is this?
91.
91 for Kellen. I gotta get one of these in.
This feels like when we were
Haley.
touching that spark stone.
93 for her. Okay. So no one else on board the ship would sense anything. But Marius, there's a charge in the air, like static, resting. And you look over and Liliana, she's noticing the same thing. You guys probably make eye contact curiously. It's like It's like spell work is in place, but it's different. Liliana would probably walk over to you, Marius, probably seeing this look on your face. What is this? What is this? This planeswalker magic. Is this you? Is this present? Is this someone else on board the ship?
I mean, this isn't me. You said planeswalker magic. I mean, the only person it could be is Kellen. Is this dangerous to be present right now?
What is he doing?
I'm not sure. I think he went up to the top. Sometimes he tries to meditate.
And she walks past you, like heading upstairs, like kind of quick.
Yep.
Gale was just like sipping her tea, watching this little interaction.
Heading up to that top deck. Our view would change again, heading back to the dreamscape. You're young, Kellen. You found your brother. And you're remembering. You didn't just find him and leave. You sat on the ground. You looked up at him, at his face. And try to remember him as he was. But it's hard. Being here, it's hard to remember him before this moment. And that's probably what scared young Kellen the most. Is that this would be how he would have to remember his brother that he loved almost more than anything. Kellen, roll me 2 D100s.
88 and a 93.
Wow.
And 93. As we would watch our pair, Liliana, Marius, they'd make their way up from the cargo ship through the middle deck to the top deck, heading up those stairs. You would see that resting his back up against the tree, sort of, butt against the roots, you would see Kellen. His clothing would be a lift as if he's in a zero gravity pocket. You would see his tentacles would be almost out, almost moving freely in this space as if zero gravity. He would be sitting in place. Every once in a while, there would be almost like a static, almost like ripple that would echo off of Kellen. And Liliana would look over at you, Marius. Well, he's deep in a state. We can't risk touching him or breaking anything at this moment. Fuck. Why is he?
Do we need him off the ship, or do we need to snap him out of it?
No, he may be going off the ship.
He might be going off the ship.
We cut back to the dream. Kellen, you stand up and wipe the tears off your face. And you remember deciding in that moment, no, this is not how I will remember my brother. This isn't it. That's when something in his pocket caught your eye. Just by the small edge that you could see, you knew what it was immediately, reaching into his pocket of his sort of vest and pulling out his favorite chess piece.
Yeah.
Kellen, roll me a D20 flat, my good sir.
Ah, so scared.
14.
A 14. Roll me one more religion check.
Oh, this is so intense. 13.
13. As soon as you feel the piece in your hand, the memory breaks. You breathe in for what feels like the first time in forever. And you feel the tree against your back. You look out. And you could see a few asteroids beginning to pass by the ship. Star-filled sky overhead. Looking off to your side, you see a very concerned Marius and an even more concerned Liliana staring you dead in the face. Liliana immediately looking at you. What in the hells are you doing? And she would go down and pull you into a hug, getting down on your level. Kellen, what in the fuck was that?
I was just I was just doing what I thought everybody was telling me to do.
Who's been telling you to do this?
Marius looks off in the distance.
Well, I mean, okay, so like, I thought that maybe, like, if I tried to focus on meditation and stuff, that maybe I could activate the spark or whatever. I thought it would be helpful.
Kellen, if you just activated your spark here right now, I can't guarantee that I'd be able to find you.
Can't just do like a beacon
When-
thing like we did for you.
It's different, Kellen. The rules are different for planeswalkers than they are for almost anyone else. Same with planescallers. This isn't something you just try out once and hope that it works.
Okay. I am.
Kellen, do you not understand? We need a controlled space. We are on board a ship in the middle of wild space. We would have lost your launch point moments. Don't you understand? I couldn't have gone back to where
I
you
don't know
left
anything
from.
about planeswalking.
Sure, we may. That's what I'm saying, and you are up here toying with matters you do not understand. Please forgive my anger, but this is dangerous.
I'm sorry. Apparently we're really bad at testing things out in this. We're learning. We're learning. Don't do things in. Okay, I got it.
Well, I must ask, is this something you really do want? I can only guess what you were trying to do. And what you were trying to revisit, I'm sure, is not easy.
I mean, I want to be able to help, and I feel that this might be the best way to do it.
Kellen, I'm not sure who's given you the impression that you haven't been helpful, but whoever it is, you should point me in their direction.
Gale sneezes.
Gale's ears just get really hot for some reason. That's
Maybe
so
it's just
strange.
maybe it's a personal thing. Maybe I have some like deep unseated other issues that clearly I'm trying to deal with in my own manner, and so it's probably not anything that anybody else is saying. Looks down.
I understand. I don't know exactly what you're going through, but I understand enough of it. If this is something you really do want to pursue, I can help you with that. But Kellen, there is a time and place. And I don't know if right now is the place.
I will take you on your word, and I will not do this again without consulting you.
Exactly. You should at least have me nearby, or your friend Marius. Luckily, both of us picked up on the signal. Thank the gods. I would have only had a brief moment to try to follow you.
So just out of curiosity, what was gonna happen? I was just gonna go poof and just disappear off the boat and go somewhere else. Like that's what I was doing. I didn't know that's how this worked.
As I've tried to impart on you all previously, when a planeswalker's spark ignites, it is typically at the lowest point. A point where they feel there's nothing else to come back from. Now, this may differ from planeswalker to planeswalker, but that is a common denominator, a low point. By trying to access that, Kellen, I believe you were attempting to activate your spark. Forgive my rashness, but all I could think of was having another one of us gone and having to go find them. In the hopes that we could. Sure, maybe we could have used Marius's plane calling abilities, and perhaps you would be one of the first newly sparks to be able to receive a beacon. I can't guarantee or say any of this, but I don't want to take that risk. Not yet. Not until we can easily afford it, honestly.
I hear you, and again, I will heed your warning on this, and we will only do this under the guide of your control.
You misunderstand me completely if you think I have any
I
manner of
mean,
control.
under the guide of your watch, I should say. Your tutelage. Mayor?
This is probably when Marius gets a little whisper of wind in his ear from Gale going, "Is everything good? Y'all ran off real quick."
I mean, I think we're okay. Let's just say
doesn't sound
Captain
bad.
Professor Lady is here. Well, Kellen's already upset. It hasn't even been a day.
Gale just shrugs like, "Sounds about right." Continue.
Well, and then he'll like cut back to the current conversation.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, this is why we wanted to get you here as soon as possible. I think we really could use some guidance in this playing caller walker business. And just a lot's been going on that I don't think we know how to handle right now. We could just use some direction.
You could see Liliana maybe like smile and like chuckle a little bit. I feel like all of you really underestimate what you're capable of. I understand doubt, but you all have come a long way. You've crossed the astral sea. You saved me from a city that wanted my head more than anything. Here, perhaps we best go back down below deck, finish off that kettle, make sure we have all of our belongings, and get ready to surprise Captain Casper. I'm sure he won't be expecting me on board.
That's fair. That'd be a fun surprise. Also, if you want anything stronger than the kettle, he'll pull out his never-ending flask.
Oh, I actually would love a bite. Thank you. And she would like take like a little nip off the bottle. Oh, it's awful. It's truly terrible. Here you go. Thank you.
Yep. I didn't say it was good. It's just never-ending.
What's in it again? Is it whiskey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anyone else have any other final matters over this 4.5-ish hour? 4.5-ish. Probably at this point, I guess, probably like closer to 3.5 hours. Left on board the Gilded Leaf. At this point, you guys would be in the asteroid belt. Speed's reduced just for safety, but still moving at a fair clip.
Maybe because of Brett's ADHD, Gale would remind him, like, do you want to show Liliana the dragonlings? Did we get permission?
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, Brett's been our unproblematic king of secrets. He has been hanging out with the dragonlings, like, because this is like his final chance to do that. So he's kind of like saying goodbye and like gapping Fern. So that's like where he's been, I think.
I love that. I love that scene of your two characters playing with the dragonlings.
We gotta show Liliana though. She needs to meet them.
I mean, that's on her at this point. Brett's already enjoying the fruit of spoils, however that phrase goes. Brett wouldn't know it, so it doesn't matter.
He's enjoying the spoiled fruit. You heard the man.
Yeah. Back off. Pre-wine is his.
We would get to see Liliana be introduced to Inyo, Pebble, and Charleston. She would probably be like a little bewildered at first, but after seeing how well trained all of the dragons are, it would probably blow her mind a little bit.
Maybe Datless taught Charleston how to shake.
That's fair. I could see that. I always pictured Inyo is maybe one of the most well-trained of the three, just since Inyo's parent, Kaisher, is the only one of you three that is fully fluent in Draconic.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So like each of you, like Fern and Datla, do a lot of like one-word commands, like with the dog. But Kaisher's like having full-blown talks with Inyo.
Well,
Uh,
I do.
I say
Datla
this,
does
you
have the
do X sounds.
glasses.
The glasses?
The comprehend languages.
Oh, nice.
I think it just lets you understand them, right?
Yeah, I was about to say, you could understand your dragon. I don't know if comprehend languages lets you speak. Let me see.
So when you give it a command, it tells you to fuck off. You can understand.
Yeah,
That's
so you
like my cat.
understand the literal meaning of any spoken language. So yeah, Datla probably does hear Charleston
I'm
like
thinking
buck
of
up
speak
regularly.
tongues. That's what I'm thinking of.
Hmm.
Okay.
All right. Any other final matters on board the ship for everyone?
No, sir.
Easy enough. Our view sort of fading back from the Gilded Leaf as it would sail through the wild space of the Omnisphere, getting to watch as the Spelljammer would progress further and further into the asteroid belt. Again, it would probably be about 3.5-ish hours of kind of a slow but steady pace through the asteroid belt, bobbing and weaving through these giant, massive rocks that are just floating still. The steady pace being fairly calming. All of you knowing that loosely by the end of today, you would have been in the Omnisphere for about 20-ish days collectively, just here. And as we would watch the ship progress on over again, that last 3.5 hours through the asteroid belt. Probably thankfully due to the expert memory of Kaisher. And maybe like a little help every now and again for maybe like a sending spell or just something very simple just to help him navigate exactly. We would see the Gilded Leaf sort of crest over a very large asteroid. Seeing on sort of its uptight side, there would be almost like a natural platform almost built off underneath a large overhanging section of the asteroid. You all would see just where you left it. You would see the dragonfly. It would be very mildly repaired as you would approach. You could still see huge sections are left exposed. Parts of the wings still look damaged. Though as the Gilded Leaf would begin to approach that sort of edge of the asteroid, sort of essentially where they first came in from, the very first time that the Gilded Leaf found you all, you would all see that Captain Casper and Glenn have, clearly spent a good portion of their time, doing every repair they could, as well as trying to get everything situated for the actual repair process. As the ship sort of parks up on the side of the asteroid here, maybe letting down its sort of like plank to let everyone down, or like a rope ladder. You would probably see Captain Casper and Glenn probably come out from inside of the dragonfly. You would probably see Glenn come out through one of those side exposed openings while Captain Casper goes all the way to the top deck. As we would watch the crews disembark, Captain Casper probably like giving each of you some handshakes, maybe a couple of hugs. You would watch Glenn probably look cheekily at all of you and be like, hope you enjoyed your little vacation. Our staycation, not so fun. She would sort of go about getting to like getting to sort of say hi, greet everyone. And it's probably at that point Liliana would maybe intentionally come out near the end. Captain Casper having like a bit of a surprised face, sort of like coming over to Liliana as Liliana just has this like smug grin. The two, not really shaking hands or anything like that, but the two like looking very like curiously at each other. Did you have something, Maverick?
I was just gonna be like, Gail would probably like have waited for a line for when Liliana comes out to be like, yeah, it wasn't much of a vacation. Like, ta-da!
You would see Liliana, Captain Casper, probably talk amongst themselves. Not really like quietly, but just like, I didn't really expect to see you here. This is a bit of a surprise, Liliana. And you'd see Liliana give like a bit of a head bow. What can I say? My pupils are very surprising, very skilled. Captain Casper giving like a chuckle. Most of the crew of the Gilded Leaf probably remaining on board the ship. After sort of those initial greetings, I imagine the process of unloading all of the supplies would probably take a little all hands on deck, at least to get it off in a fairly timely manner. We would watch our crew of former students in the Gilded Leaf, as well as Liliana and Captain Casper and Glenn now, as he would begin to unload all of the wood and metal and various materials needed to actually complete the repairs here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take off a fly spell just because Gale would have done like one back and forth and been like, no.
Never again flies off to get the next load.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Any particular vibes from everyone over, the general course of like the unloading of supplies and everything? Not really to like the goodbye parts with the Gilded Leaf or anything like that quite yet. Just those sort of like initial, maybe that first, 30, 45 minutes here after the supplies are all unloaded and everything's sort of getting situated.
You just see Gale zipping back and forth through the air, grabbing all like the light things that she can't actually carry while flying.
Yeah, I mean, Brett would help very directly, carrying things and whatnot.
Yeah,
Going double time.
Probably yelling at, or not yelling at Ziglag, but like, come on, Ziglag, help out. Carry what you can.
Lord Master Kellen. I will, and he just like tries to grab a piece of wood, but he is so frail. I will not fail you, Lord Master Kellen. And he's trying his hardest, like digging his nails into the wood to try to pull it.
That's okay. Just hop on the shoulder. Just hop on the shoulder.
If you wish, Lord Master.
Probably just chatting with Voris as they move things on and off.
Vor's like grabbing things and like looking at the ship. I imagine it will look as we once saw after our repairs. I don't know how to fix a ship,
I don't know
Kellen.
if many of us do, but it looks like Captain Casper has a pretty good idea, so maybe he can give us some direction.
An excellent thought, Kellen. An excellent thought. As Voris is almost like effortlessly grabbing like a good amount of supplies, keeping up with you, Kellen. Anything for our boy Marius here?
You can try to steal a dragon.
Just opening out. Thought about it actually, but
because you need another pet.
You don't know my life.
And with everyone's help, all the supplies being unloaded fairly quickly. It's a fair amount of supplies, but with everyone's help, get done in a speedy manner. As some of the final supplies are being unloaded, the Gilded Leaf crew would maybe like stand off to the side, looking at like the pile that you've all created, maybe just off to the side of the Dragonfly. Captain Gold probably looking at it as some of the last of like the sheets of metal are placed in a big stack. All right, I think that is going to be all of the things. You guys did your check, right? Everyone looked through. They went inside the cargo area. They have nothing left behind, correct?
I've got my sword, and then I've got Ziglag, and Boris is over here. So yeah, everything checks out for me.
Excellent.
I'll do one more check just in case, and then like prestidigitation, anything that's like dirty.
I love it. Give me a perception check real quick, Marius, just for posterity's sake.
Perception.
It
was a quick run through.
Yeah, you got anything that was big and caught your eye. There may be like a few little bits left behind, but as you kind of survey the room when you're done, this looks clean by your standards. This looks good.
What do they do? Hunt us down?
What are they gonna do? Come back and find us?
Yeah,
love
it's
it.
not detection skills.
All right, Marius making your way off the Gilded Leaf for the last time, feeling confident. You guys haven't left anything. It's probably around the time Marius is like kind of stepping off the ship, heading back over to you guys. Captain Gold probably looking at all of you. It's been a very good trip. I said something to Marius and Brett earlier today, but I feel the gods have smiled upon us. Stumbling upon all of you has been, well, rather fortuitous. Very exciting. And she would sort of almost go on like a little mini speech. But for Brett, about partway through, you would immediately be distracted as you would hear a panicked voice enter your mind. As you would hear Quint. Babe, I'm sure you're busy, but something just happened on campus and it's bad.
He'll like step to the side, like, what is it? What's going on?
So there was a fireplace on the Lower Hold campus, and it just erupted in a series of fireballs. It was for what people are saying, it was 12 explosions that rocked the student commons over the student commons.
12 fireballs.
They're even saying that one student was killed, and who knows how many were wounded.
I'm sorry, only one?
Okay. What? Just fireballs? Like nothing came out with the fireballs, right?
I mean, I'm not really exactly sure, if I'm being honest. I mean, Felix and Mino, they were in the area when everything sort of happened, but they said by the time they got there, the scene looked like a war zone. There were people and healers running around, and it was bad.
Okay. Shit, I already used all my sending spells today. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. I don't really... You're okay? You weren't there, right?
No, I'm good. I'm good. But I mean, this was maybe like what an hour ago at most. I mean, Mina and Felix just came and were telling me about it, and I was already hearing words around campus in the Biblioplex that something happened at Lorehold, and I don't know. I mean, if this is the org, they can't just cover this one up, baby. It's bad. It's bad. I don't know. This feels like our first year again.
Yeah, sounds like it. Can you do me a favor? Where are you? Can you check the snarl?
Yeah, I'm actually just outside. Okay, let me. You probably head inside. Now again, I haven't been hanging around it. I haven't even come for second checks. Just for second. And he would like sort of like go in, and you'd probably have a little bit of a pause. Okay, either I'm misremembering it, or that thing is way more present than the last time I saw it. That spot, it's like churning colors all the time, but like I could see that purple spot almost like the whole time.
Okay. That's okay. That's not okay. Okay. Okay, well, we just got Liliana back. I forget, did I tell you that yet?
No. You got what? You got Liliana? Wait, you already freed her, but she's like with you?
Yeah, we did this like magic summoning thing with Kellen. I'll tell you more about it later, but I'm gonna find her and let her know what's happening on campus, and maybe she'll have some thoughts. Maybe she'll have a plan. Maybe she'll know what to do about the star.
Yeah, sure. Just let me know. I'm just gonna. Okay, I can't keep looking at this snarl. I gotta get out of here. It just feels weird looking at it now.
Okay. Keep your stone on you, okay? I'll try to call you back soon.
Always.
I love him so much.
It's gonna suck when he gets killed.
Shut up.
You shut your mouth.
Kick him out. Craig, kick him out.
Get him out of here.
86, this guy.
Yeah, I mean, so I forget, are we still in the middle of unloading?
No, you're essentially in the middle of like the goodbyes as you maybe like tune back into like what's happening around you. You would see like Captain Gold come up and probably like shake Marius's hand and then head over to Kellen and give Kellen like a good pat on the shoulder with a handshake. You would see probably some of the other crew, maybe Fern coming by and like she's probably crying because it's Fern. And she's like hugging people. I will cherish our time together. Like Kaisha probably just saluting everyone, like not even individually, just like one salute to the group, basically.
He doesn't even get off the other ship. Goes back to his life.
When Gale gives her handshake, she does a little wisp of wind like wrapping around them, just as a little playful like ha.
Little Disney Pocahontas moment. I see you.
Yeah.
Brett's really not into these goodbyes anymore. You know, he's like, yeah, I'll miss you too. Safe travels, okay. Yeah, okay. Have a good one. Like, zooming through them.
And after all the goodbyes are had, everyone sort of gets their chance to, have their goodbye with their particular character. If there's any goodbye you want to RP for one of your Gilded Leaf crew or for your Strixhaven character, feel free to hit it up now if you so choose.
Not really sure how to roleplay it, but Gale would make some sort of joke trying to make a reference to the technical jargon that Datla threw at her about extending the spell and being like, I'll work on that. But she definitely did not use the correct term.
I love it. All right. As we would watch the crew of the Gilded Leaf head back onto their vessel. And after some parting waves from them up on their own ship, you would watch it slowly begin to drift backwards. And it would begin to sail off. Based on its sort of course and where it's heading, you would assume it's probably heading back to that naturally forming portal that all of you entered from, and assumingly they entered from. As you would maybe linger for a few moments, they would fly behind another large asteroid as they're out of sight. As we would be back at the asteroid with just our crew and our close trusted friends.
That's so crazy.
Pretty much as soon as they're like fully, a good 30 feet up into the air, like steadily moving away, Brett's like, all right, everyone, gather around. Bad news. Got bad news. Everyone, hurry up, please.
What?
Liliana's look is like, bad news? What? Brett, what are you talking about? This is great.
This is great. What I have is bad news. So, Quent just called, and he informed me that there has been an incident on campus. 12 explosions rocked out of a fireplace on Lorehold, and according to some people who were in the area, it looked like a war zone, and at least one student died. And then I asked him to check on the Snarl. Hold on, Gil. I asked him to check on the Snarl, and there's like a big purple spot of chaos magic in it, which we did note a few weeks ago. Kind of been keeping an eye on it, and it's definitely an arguably bigger and more steadfast now. So that's the gist of it. Any questions?
Gail's just like stammering for a second because you just threw everything at us all at once.
Yeah, he's just standing there with that, like, triangle, like, fingers together, kind of like looking at everyone over it with like a very anxious, tight expression.
Okay, so you... Wait, That was a lot. Okay. The explosions happened just now?
An
Wait,
hour
when did
ago.
you get this call?
Question. I got the call just now. Yeah.
It sounds like you
or,
should really
well,
tell
like
your
5
boyfriend
minutes
to
ago.
get out of there.
But we were just saying goodbye. What do you? Huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were, Gail.
Okay.
Oh
It's
God.
So, okay, so it happened on Lower Hole. So Quent's okay.
Why
Yeah,
don't
he's fine
you
for now.
like
Yeah.
maybe he should just
Okay.
like hop through one of those like portals? I mean, or like figure a way off of campus, and then we can like after we fix up the ship, we can go pick him up, and then forget about all this Strixhaven nonsense, right? Right, guys, right?
But wait, what did you say about the spot? A spot? Huh?
There's a spot in the snarl.
In the-
Yeah.
What?
Like a chaos spot, like purple, menacing. Doesn't color like the rest of the colors.
Has he been healing it like we told him to?
Okay.
Well,
Yes.
you said you guys have been keeping an eye on. You didn't tell us about this.
Well, we were kind of busy, Gail. He like holds a hand out towards Liliana, like that explains everything.
Brad, we spent months on a ship. We're nowhere to go. It's okay.
Right.
Continue. It's fine.
Okay.
We're here now.
Right. Well, yeah, that's my point. Is we're here now, not on a ship with very nice strangers. So time to maybe cook. Let you guys in.
Yeah.
On everything. Okay. Bullet point.
Oh, okay. There's a lot,
Bullet
I
point.
guess.
Wait, there's more?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Everyone, calm down. He's the one who's the most non-calm very often. Yeah, and I feel like Brett's a frantic energy kind of guy. Like he's pacing.
Uh-huh.
I have to pet Stabby. You're upsetting me.
I definitely can relate to Brett right now because I can really work myself up.
Okay, so bullet point. When Quen died, he came back with different magic. Chaos magic. He's connected to the chaos weave.
Hold
Moving
on,
past
hey,
that.
I feel like we should kind of revisit
Didn't
that.
tell me
For
that.
now,
Like,
it's. You know what? Kale, it's okay. We'll just put it. Let's get all these bullet points out and then revisit them as needed.
Right,
Yeah,
so I
okay.
told him to heal at the snarl, but that was before he told me because he was kind of nervous, but I love him always, so like really didn't matter, and eventually the power of love made him comfortable enough to tell me. But moving past that,
Sure.
we decided maybe he shouldn't be healing at the snarl, cause like he noticed like a spot, and I was like, I love you, babe, but maybe you might have something to do with that spot. So we thought, okay, let's keep him away from the snarl. But then he's been telling me about these incidences on campus, and like it kind of sounds like our first year, with like things happening here and there, and this fireball thing is definitely like the most escalated thing to have happen.
Well, honestly, if some of the things hadn't happened like right in front of us, they probably could have escalated to something like that. So
Yeah, and the
Okay.
other big bullet point is that that scary guy who like almost drowned everyone in the theater. He took your spot, Profess. Yeah, like he's the new incomancy professor.
wait, what?
Yeah, I think that's like the bulk of it.
Yeah, Gail would like bring up the minor illusion, be like, "This guy."
Yeah, Professor
Professor who now?
Tideball. What
Okay.
Now
So
having a
it's-
name, Tide Mall, staring
So
at her own illusion.
Powerful Auric member is now a teacher at the school. Quint has tainted the snarl,
We don't
and
know
now
that.
there's horrible things happening at the campus. How long has this all been going on for?
Yeah, a few weeks. Like, well, because the chaos thing happened like as soon as he woke up. And I just didn't know for like a bit.
Okay.
And it
That's
seemed like
fair.
kind
Yeah,
of personal, right? Like it's not who am I to tell.
No.
I
After
remember.
everything we've been dealing with, this feels like we should know.
I mean, I remember Aelity saying something, way back when that all initially happened, but I mean, didn't you say it looked kind of like what you and Marius had, right?
And Aelity would give a little bit of a nod. I mean, specifically, it was Finn. Finn saw it.
Finn, yeah.
But when he used his ability and he ascertained the current state, yes, it looked a little bit maybe more progressed than what he had seen with Brett and Marius, but it looks similar. But if it's fully taken over now, that's concerning. Concerning.
Taken over is a strong phrasing that may or may not be accurate. I mean, his magic is literally different now, but also he's the same Quent we all know and love. And I got his permission to tell you guys, because he was just a little bit, maybe a lot nervous.
Gail's just gonna make eye contact or at least look in Liliana's direction and be like, do you know? I mean, I know it's chaos magic, but do you know maybe why Quinn would have gotten taken over and they didn't?
And Liliana has probably been quiet, just watching Brett and listening intently. As she sort of addressed, I'm going to roll with advantage.
Initiative.
Oh,
Natural 20.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ, okay. And she would sort of sit
This
for a
is
minute
why we
and-
needed Liliana, guys.
She would sit and ponder. Marius, do you remember that strange book you found? It was a journal, a log in that swamp.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Vaguely, yeah.
Was it not you who later confirmed that was Elle's handwriting?
I believe so. It was a long time ago. I don't.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's very fair.
It sounds right.
I'm just spitballing here. But Elle was the one who killed him. Was there at the scene, was there when this started. From what it sounds like, from what you've described, it's reminiscent of chapters of that book. You would recall, right, Marius? Said they wanted to experiment in injecting chaos magic into those creatures that you all fought.
They were manipulating them and trying to create something new. I mean, we even found evidence of it in the aisles. That guy experimenting
Arthur?
on.
Yeah, the guy had, Garther. He had, bolstered them with further chaos imbuements,
You think that they
which I managed to dispel.
killed Quint to bolster him with chaos magic?
It seems
Like an
far-fetched.
experiment of sort?
It could have been a willing experiment. Look, the book didn't detail the exact way they were going about this. When you described some of these previous creatures that you fought, they didn't sound like they were in their best state. I'm just spitballing here, but what if what happened to them is what happened to Quintilius? What if he was able to take what they could not? I don't know if this was intentional or not. I have no idea.
I just had a thought as a player, and also I feel like Gale is now having this thought, and we both feel so fucking stupid. Weren't the school healers the ones who healed Quint? And isn't the school one of the big deans? Isn't she the one who fucking lied about us?
It is very true.
Gail's bringing this up, weren't the school healers the ones who healed him? And what is her fucking name? The bitch, the Lorehold bitch, Tullis, Augusta Tullis, you bitch.
So, all right. Well, let's just say all this is true and accurate.
What if they messed with
Eh.
Quint when they were healing him?
But what do we do about all of this? I mean,
Yeah,
we're not
considering
exactly
we're on
welcome back at the
fugitives now.
campus. And we have theories that Quinn could be potentially tainting the snarl. And there's a powerful orc that very easily almost drowned and killed
very
us
easily.
all. I mean, look, I'm not opposed to doing what we can, but we can't necessarily just go strolling into the center library.
Like, hey, cut that out.
Start. Yeah, we can't just start fighting the orc.
I think Marius is correct, and you as well, Kellen. I don't think we can afford to just roll in there and hope to find answers. That's right now a bit of a death mission, it feels.
We can sympathize. I don't. I wish we could somehow get in there, but I don't even know what our next step would be. I mean, we can be nearby Strixhaven and try and be stealthy. We can go back to the Prismari Isles and I guess we have time. We could think about it. Go back to Renda. That's where the Auric was.
Probably don't need to go to Renda. Seems like a bad idea.
Well,
Yeah,
they
that
all
doesn't
seem like bad ideas, Kellen, but I don't know what else to do short of just, I don't know, never going back and never dealing with this
We
again.
go pick up Quint first.
Okay.
He's tainted with chaos magic. We'll have a time bomb on this shit. No offense, Brett.
But
I mean,
if we get him far away
we'll work
from the
on that,
snarl,
but-
then he can't keep tainting the
I mean-
snarl, right? We can keep him we can keep his chaos magic under
Yeah.
observation.
Snarl turning into a gnarl is super dangerous in itself. They're just like talking
Right.
about Brett.
Yeah, Breck is guys, what I'm
What?
trying to say is that Quint has been avoiding the snarl for a while, and it's still gotten worse while these incidences have been occurring on campus. And if they're trying to do what they did first year, they're trying to create enough bad vibes on campus to turn the snarl into a gnarl without Quint. So, like, I don't think just pulling Quint away from it is, like, gonna do, like, solve the problem. Like, the shit on campus has to stop. And, I mean, we have to fix our ship. I don't know how we would get there. But, one more bullet point. So remember how I, like, messaged Elle that one time?
You mean that
sending,
evil, murderous, traitorous individual that murdered your boyfriend?
Yeah. That one
That's
that
the
sent him to
one.
the hospital to get tainted by a
The one
chaos magic.
the member of
tainted the
the-
snarl.
that's a member of the Auric and
Yeah.
has been doing exactly all of this stuff and is probably the one that's still perpetuating all of this stuff back there.
The one who pretended to be our friend whose family almost killed us in the theater. Just
Okay,
making
I
sure
think
we
he
have the
I think
same
he
L.
gets it, guys.
That's the one. I don't know if I agree with all those statements exactly.
Those are all facts. So.
But yeah, so Quet did let me know that she is back on campus, and in that time that I contacted her, she did mention that that place where you and I, Marius, where we saw the Auric meeting, that's the dreamscape, and like we accessed that from like a random place, and so I was just thinking like maybe we could try to snoop in on that stuff again. I don't know. I mean, I think we were able to do that because of like the chaos fractures that we had, or whatever, like shin splints, whatever we had. I don't know what those were. But maybe we can find a way to get in there again and hear what they're up to. Also, a backup plan, maybe initial plan, I may or may not have been keeping in light contact with Elle since then. Not, I haven't spoken with her in months. Throwing that out there. It has been like at least a month since I last messaged her. But she does not like the org that much. You know, it's just her mom. Her mom's a member of the leaders. So, what my point is, like, we kind of maybe have an inside person, maybe.
Yeah, Brett, when you gave us that first bullet point list, maybe that should have been on there.
Well, there was a lot of things to cover, and you guys were all trying to talk over me. And
We were talking over you too, so we were trying to figure out which L you were referring to. Luckily, we narrowed it down to the traitorous one that befriended us, betrayed us, killed your boyfriend, got him tainted, who's the daughter of an evil organization that nearly killed us and is now trying to create a gnarl to destroy Strixhaven.
it's a good summary.
I know.
Honestly, at this point, I'm just impressed you were able to keep all of this in. It's kind of explains why everything's just coming out all at once now. It's like we shook up a champagne bottle.
It is a great relief. I mean, I could only do so many extra workouts in a day.
Thank you, Brett, for shifting your burden.
That's what friends are for, right? Share the load. We're a team. Team Snarl.
I don't know. Maybe we need pretty soon we're gonna have to change that to Team Gnarl. It sounds like.
Not funny.
Yeah, why don't we just all go pure auric? Liliana, can we even get to the dreamscape? Is that possible? I mean, without our
Is that gonna help
connections, we
us
did,
in any way?
I believe, get them severed. Well,
So you
That's where they
want to
meet.
go meet
I'm
them
familiar with the dreamscape,
in
to
a
be
place
honest.
that they're comfortable in, that they know very well.
No. Be like a fly on the wall.
Well, I don't know. You didn't want to go to
Yeah,
Renda.
because
Take the fight to them. We don't have to.
yeah,
I
let's
get it.
take the
You know, split in the middle of the night and went to Renda by yourself.
I'm
You
just
probably
saying,
have
like,
more of
let's
an
take the
insight than the rest of
6-person
us.
army that we have against the entire island army that is there, with very active recruiting individuals, bringing more individuals there all the time. That's ruled by one of the members of the Auric. That sounds like a fantastic plan.
Well,
It's
all
true.
we have are fantastic plans.
You know what? How about this? Everyone, let's all take a nice deep breath. Gail's gonna breathe in real deep, and there's just this big gust of air coming in towards her.
It's like you're pulling like people's hair in the front of their face and stuff.
Like you're Kirby.
Exhale. Opposite.
The studio fan is pulling for a moment.
Okay. Captain, turning. How long do you think it's going to take us to fix this ship, get it in proper working order? Now that we have all these hands.
Captain Casper has kind of just been like meekly watching you all throughout. A lot of this is over his head. But the minute you like bring him up about ship repairs, you see him almost like lift up a little. There we go. I can help with this one. I can help out with this one. Repairs, with all of us helping, it's going to be strenuous. It's going to be a lot of effort, but I think if we all put in as much as we can, I think our best bet is maybe 7 days to get this puppy back up and flying at full capacity.
Alrighty, so we have 7 days to let this marinate and come up with a plan. Yeah.
Actually, fair step at a time, I guess.
Liliana would give a bit of a nod. I don't think that's an awful plan. I think it's probably honestly the best plan we have, at least now. We're not going anywhere for 7 days. We can at least sit on this decision, at least for a little bit. No need to get married to an idea this early.
Let's at least let this, simmer for 2 days before we really start talking serious again. All right? Let's just kind of let this all settle. A lot just came out. One more deep breath in.
As we would pan back and probably see again, this would be like, end of day hours or midday hours for you guys. And again, probably knowing that Captain Casper and Glenn, they're like essentially just a couple hours behind you guys now, because they're probably still on your old routine, which was a couple hours behind the Gilded Leaf routine. But you guys would probably get a meal, probably not starting on repairs just yet. Just everyone enjoying the success of the day. You guys have successfully done so many things here in the Omnisphere, and now it's just time to get this guy flying and then figure out your business in the Chronosphere. The next few days would be filled with a lot of hard work, as the Dragonfly ship needs extensive repairs. Probably in this first day, Brett is kept updated by Quint regarding the outcome of the event at Strixhaven. On the first day of repairs, all of you waking up, Captain Casper probably having a loose plan that he's mapped out, since he's had about 13 days of downtime of his own to figure out the best ways to get this stuff done. On this first day, you would hear Quint's voice come into your mind, Brett. Well, I was right about it being too big to cover up. Strixhaven Star has it all on the front page. On the third page, they already have a memorial posting about the student that lost their life. It was just one, by the way. I guess it was close to 40 students that were hurt.
Wow.
It's crazy. This story. Look, it says they think the fireplace's enchantments were compromised or corrupted somehow, claiming vandals or even a prank that went wrong. That doesn't even make any sense.
It doesn't. You're so smart, babe.
So they're managing to get it out, but still cover up. Oh, this is okay. Even if you think about it, he's like still so caught up on the details.
Yeah.
Even if you were to disenchant the current enchantment, you have to put your own enchantment on the fireplace, hope it holds up, goes off at the right time, or you'd have to be skilled enough to tamper the long-standing enchantment that's been probably there for hundreds of years. It makes no sense. It does not add up.
Right. Yeah. Totally followed all that. Who passed? Is anybody we know?
Was it Creed? Tell me it was Creed. It was Creed.
She was a half-orc, third-year Lorehold student. Orthy Cusk. I've never heard of her or seen her, but 3 years at this place. You get taken out by a fireplace.
Yeah. Brett's probably flashing back to the moment he almost died during a toad betting race.
Good times.
Okay. Well. I'm gonna try to contact Elle and see if she knows anything about this incident. I'm not asking you to do that. I just wanted to let you know what I'm doing.
Okay. Did you tell everyone? Does everyone know everything?
Yeah. Oh, babe, they know everything now. Honestly, I feel lighter than air. I feel breezier than Gale.
I've been trying to tell you that as soon as you get it off your chest, you'll feel better. You and I literally talked about this. It was like our second year together, and you were like, "You gotta let stuff out," and I'm like, "I don't want to." But yeah, I saw those. Yeah, it is for the best.
It is. Well, and honestly, the only reason I've been biting my tongue these last few days is because we were on like someone else's ship, and I've driven one of those ships before, and like you can hear everything if you really want to.
Oh, that's kind of creepy, honestly.
It is, yeah. Yeah. So I let them know. They weren't thrilled. But I do think I told everyone everything. Let's see. I told them about how you're connected to the Chaos Weed now. They think actually. Hold on, wait. I'll get to that. So I told them that. I told them about the snarl and the spot in the snarl and how it's gotten bigger. I told them that there's been a ton of incidences reminding us of first year. I told them about the fireballs. I told them about Professor Tideball. I didn't forget anything, right, babe?
No, I mean, I think that's all the stuff.
Okay.
They know it's not me, right? I'm not corrupting this thing.
That's what I said.
Okay.
I mean, they're a little concerned, just because the news is fresh. But I defended you. Don't worry. Like, I genuinely don't think it's you anymore. Like, we're being cautious, but I don't think.
If it's like I said when I told you, if you need to give the sending stone over to anyone and hear it from my own voice, I totally get it, and I love and appreciate you for defending me. It's literally one of my favorite qualities about you.
He's like, oh shucks, saying the ground. Yeah, okay, I'll let them know. Like, if any of them want to talk to you. But they did share a theory. You remember that like swampy journal Marius found?
Yeah, it was just in the bogs, right?
Mm-hmm. And like the stuff that was in it, they said that like I never read that, but they said that like the stuff in there kind of reminded them of like maybe what's happened to you. Like you would be the perfect like end result of that stuff. Like maybe they did that to you, and that's why you're connected to the Chaos Wing now. I think that's crazy. Just throwing that out there. I think it's crazy. But they do think maybe like they did this to you, right? Like I guess because we don't know why you're still around. Not that I'm trying to like bring that up, but
yeah, no, I mean I get it. Okay, that's a lot.
yeah.
Okay, don't really like the feeling of being thought of as an experiment. That's kind of gross.
Yeah.
Boy, okay.
Did anyone like who helped you out like after you came to like what do you remember? Like did you work with anyone in particular?
By the time I came to, I was already at my house. I don't remember much. The last thing I remember from that day, like I told you, I thought I saw a purple shimmer in Elle's eye, and I just was going for a quick detect magic. Her back was turned, and then that bug thing, the hunter thing, came out of nowhere. And that's it. That's the last I remember.
That's okay. I remember. Okay, well, you were unconscious for like a while. Like, but when I left, I didn't get to talk to you. I left you those notes and stuff.
I mean, yeah, I still am so thankful you left this sending stone. I am not quite sure how I'd be doing without it. I'd be going crazy.
Same though, same. They're both like sharing like at least a minute of nervous laughter. Okay. Well, maybe you could ask around about that, like in the healing place.
Yeah, maybe I wanna thank the people that cared for me or something.
Yeah. Put together like a muffin basket.
Okay, I could do that, and then I see if any of them have chaos magic, and I won't do anything. Just note the people I would see. Okay, this makes sense. They are holding a memorial for Orthy tomorrow morning, so I'm gonna go to that. But after I'll start trying to figure that out. See if I can figure out which medical pavilion I was at.
Yeah, I be careful, babe. Like I am worried that like since you just brought it up and all, like if they see you trying to see them, like something they might, and so maybe just promise me you'll be really careful and remember our motto: bail at the first sign of trouble. I feel like they say that like at the same time.
Yeah, I was about to say at the exact same time they both go bail at the first sign of trouble. Got it. You know it.
Been a lot of signs of trouble. You're so brave.
Yeah, I'm brave. You're the one who's out in the reaches of wild space, saving someone from a city. I'm the brave one. Okay. Oh, hey,
No,
I gotta go. The study group's about to start soon. Love you.
oh, okay. Love you. Bye.
First day of repairs going fairly smoothly.
I shipped them so hard.
For the repair process, I would like each of you to pick any skill or tool that you're proficient with, and paint us a little picture on how you would sort of use that skill during the repair process over these, depending on rolls, it could be up to 9-ish days if things go poorly.
I had a really funny thought, but I'm not gonna do it because it's not actually gonna be helpful. But it was deception to deceive you all into making you think I'm helping.
I mean, that works. That works. Whatever skill you wanna pick and flavor for the efforts, it's cool with me.
Brett's is straightforward, helping hold things in place, lifting heavy things, carrying things.
Ooh, 25 athletics for Brett. That is one success on our repairs.
And he'd let everyone know about the update.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan will use Arcana. He will use his telekinetic movement, so psionic powers to like lift the larger pieces of things, like metal and stuff that need to be placed in weird spots. So like people don't have to like try to haul it up and shit.
Ooh, I love it. I love it.
Trying to take my job.
14. Some of these pieces may be being a little heavier than you expected, but you're able to help as much as you can. That will count as a failure, though. Just a failure. The DC on this is a 15.
Man.
Again, skills, tools. I would
Not
normally
applying.
say yes, but this is for like a multi-day repair.
Oh, okay. I thought it was daytime. That makes sense.
Nah, I'm not gonna nickel and dime you guys too hard.
Multiple days.
Ooh, you said I could use tools?
A skill or tool proficiency.
Okay, this will be an interesting idea. Also because maybe you guys haven't seen Gail does have some playing cards. She knows how to play poker from her dad.
Mm-hmm.
So she wants to try and keep everyone's spirits high at the end of every day by playing card games and trying to like help other people to win, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's like actual skill to use for it. For playing cards, I'm not entirely sure. I just put attribute weary. So
for this one and how you described it, we'll do charisma.
Okay. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Another 14. Can I?
No, you cannot, unfortunately. Because again, this is for like the whole repairs. If this was for one day, I'd let you guys use stuff, but not quite.
Does a Lodi roll?
I'll have a Lodi roll. That is very fair. Very, very fair. Also, waiting for Mr. Marius.
I'm pondering. I'm sorry, I got to just look this up real quick.
We'll go with just a classic perception for Aelity. as she knows her strengths and weaknesses, so she's probably trying to be more of like a spotter, like working with the plans and being like, oh no, we need these pieces, they have to go to the tail, there we go, these are for the wings. So she's trying to just sort of help make sure everything is called out appropriately.
Force
As a
get
27
Force
for
get a help in any
Aelity.
way?
Okay.
This is just y'all.
Hey,
Everyone's
go
helping their
Marius.
bits, so this is just for y'all.
24.
Woo!
There we go. What does our Arcana look like, Marius? How you flavoring this?
It's debating. Probably a combination. Maybe he's got like mage hand to like hold up like a pile of nails for somebody. Maybe like he'll use like his radiant soul, sprout some wings to get like some tricky stuff. Maybe he'll like summon Stabby to like help do whatever Stabby does.
I love it.
And maybe like a little bit of like thematically, maybe like some guidance here and there. It's like, oh, I gotta do this task. It's like touches their shoulder. It's like, you got
Just trying to pepper him in where you can throughout the days.
stuff like that. Maybe use some bless. Random shit for like hammering and stuff. So basically just like, I guess long story short, just blowing through whatever spells could be helpful at the time.
Makes a ton of sense to me. You got 7 days to use them. Makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, just whatever kind of fits the narrative. But those are kind of the ones he'd be using.
So with 3 successes, our repairs will only last 7 days collectively. But on the second day, you would get another update, Brett. Quint's voice coming in. Yeah, of course, no one is questioning how this is happening. Everyone's just eating up the wild notion that some malintent student or person on campus, I guess, they're behind the Firehold incident. Oh, that's what they're calling it already, the Firehold incident.
Wow.
Yeah, it's real great. The memorial was so sad, though. Somber. I don't know, it's kind of like the atmosphere on campus, at least. It's just sad. Fucking that. All the deans stood up and gave speeches, and of course, the longest speech. Guess who it was from? What dean do you think took the longest speech?
Tolis?
Correct. She was standing up there saying bullshit like, the person responsible behind this will be caught and face the harsh consequences of their actions. I think she was even faking tears at one point, I'm pretty sure. Fucking bitch.
Honestly, babe, we're all pretty suspicious of her. Like, isn't she the one who spread all the lies about us?
That's what I'm saying. She's a liar.
Yeah.
You guys told her everything, and then she turns around and tells everyone else, you guys attacked me.
Has she tried to talk to you since all this stuff's come up?
At the start of the year, yeah. I bumped into her, and she was elated to see me, so happy to see me continuing my academic pursuits. Remember, she came by my house one time.
What'd she do? Should just like talk to your parents?
Yeah, school checkup. They're heavily invested in making sure that I make a speedy recovery. We're of course asking if I was going to return and making sure that essentially my parents probably weren't going to try to kill them.
Yeah. Wasn't Quent the one that Brett studied with to learn about snarls and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
So, Brett would just kind of bring up like, babe, remind me, when we were like learning about the snarls and gnarls and whatever, like, all I kind of remember as like a summary is that like enough bad vibes make gnarls, right? Does that sound right?
I mean, I think so. Yeah. I mean, it's like, yeah, like an energy thing, I guess. Yeah. Enough bad stuff starts happening, and I think the text changes the atmosphere, whatever that means, and yeah. But for all the stuff we read, it sounded quick, right? I mean, unless I was misunderstanding, it all sounded like it was like overnight, whoa, and now it's a gnarl. Like, this is different. It feels different.
Well, since we can't directly heal the snarl without potentially risking exposing it to more chaos magic. No offense, babe, love you. Maybe, just so that you don't feel like you have to stand around doing nothing, and our repairs are going pretty good, but we're not even gonna be done for 7 days at the best, and then we still have months of travel, and then we don't even know what we're gonna do when we get there. I don't even want to think about now. Maybe you can review the snarl stuff. See if you can find more info.
Sure. Yeah, I'll do whatever I can.
And also maybe look into dreamscape stuff. We're thinking wouldn't it be sick if we could just be a fly on the wall for those orc meetings?
That was pretty handy when you guys were able to do that sort of stuff, but
yeah.
I don't even know how that works, but yeah, I'll look into it. But if it's specific to the Chaos Weave, you and I both know that. This place is cleaned out of info like that.
That's true.
But I'll definitely look. I was curious. Yeah, where are you guys going next? You're coming back here, to Arcavios, right?
That's kind of my assumption. I guess we've all been so focused on repairs we haven't talked it through yet. I don't see why we wouldn't, all that crazy stuff going on. Some people are talking about going to Renda, because that's where the orc was, and I'm like, dude, why don't we go to where the orc are, right? So I don't really know yet. I'll let you know though.
Yeah, sure. Just let me know. I can let everyone else know, I guess, what I said about the Firehold, the Firehold incident. It is a catchy name.
Yeah, a little bit. Just kind of rolls off the tongue. Okay, yeah.
And their conversation ending out probably with a little partial flirting towards the end there.
You know what else rolls off the tongue?
Hey.
Basically, that's the plug-in. That's how the conversation starts. And we would cut from our second day over to the third. Repairs continuing on. Hours feeling long. All of you putting in, probably more than a full day's effort, working almost nonstop. Really only resting to mechanically get a long rest so you're not, overexerting yourself. But from your waking hours to right before your sleeping hours, it's almost exclusively just repairing this ship. Day 3 bleeding into day 4, quickly progressing to 5 to 6. To finally we would get to the end of day 7. Some of the final plates being sort of nailed into place. You would see Captain Casper probably take a half measure back looking at the vessel. Most of you are probably out and about, at least wanting to, do one last survey of how all the materials are gone. I don't see any holes. This thing looks fixed. You would hear Captain Casper probably call out, "Oh, all right, by the hells, everyone. I think we somehow managed to do this shit. All right, everyone, on board, check your shit. I know we all probably want to, celebrate, but honestly, I can't think of anything else besides getting the fuck off this asteroid. So everyone get ready for takeoff in about 3 minutes."
No, that's totally fair. I get it. All right, let's grab everything. Come on. Claps her hands.
Watching our crew head out the general area around the Dragonfly, doing a once around. Everything looking good. Double checking the interior, maybe some paneling and pieces that your particular character was responsible for. Everything feels secure, well fastened. You guys think you did as damn good of a job as you possibly could with the circumstances. And as Captain Casper heads down to the bridge, you would see him sort of sit down heavily in that Spelljammer seat. Our sight maybe lingering on him for a moment as he like sort of just takes it in, like getting able to pilot this thing again after 20 days of just sort of being posted up here. And after, probably 2.5 minutes, not even getting to the 3-minute mark, you would feel that magical thrum begin to pulse through the Dragonfly ship. Anyone on the top deck, you would see the wings perk up and begin to move and adjust. You can almost feel the Dragonfly begin to move and settle slightly. And only about 10 seconds later, there's that push off from the legs. You would begin to slowly drift forward away from the asteroid.
Woo!
Let's take a break right there.
Getting the fuck out of this place.
Oh man.
You guys have done
Crazy.
so many things.
I can't believe we almost lost
I know you're
Kellen.
never gonna tell
That
me, but I
was
need to know where I was
insane.
gonna go.
I know.
I need to know how close he was. That's
He
what I
wa-
need to know.
It
I think
all
that
hung.
last religion.
That's what I was about to say. It all hung on the last flat D20 roll and his last religion check.
Oof.
Because everything else got him up to the edge of the diving board, but didn't jump off.
Could have just
Oh,
shouted
man.
the message
He was
and
basically
stuff.
standing at the edge of a cliff.
You know, have you guys, okay, obscure reference, you guys remember that animated Anastasia movie? And she's like under that like spell and she wanders out
Yeah.
onto the ship and is like dancing along the railing during that storm? That was you.
I want to know so bad.
Kinda, but he did it to himself.
If he would have just like poofed and then poof, I want to know where he went. Ah!
Well,
I
you're
mean,
gonna
like-
poof eventually if you get through.
I mean, yeah.
Scum.
And if you did push through, Liliana, she literally would have had to successfully make a high dex check in order to like get your like plane rift that's left behind like moments after
Ooh.
you walk, basically. So planeswalkers
Yeah.
can follow each other, but
But
being
we're
on
moving.
a moving that's what I'm saying. Being on a moving ship is what breaks that.
That's the problem.
What if we just asked him where
Oh,
it was?
so it's like the teleporty movie. God, what is that?
Yeah.
What was that, Chad?
I said, what if we just asked him where he was?
Yeah, I'm sure that would be super easy.
I'm in some dark place and there's a ton of screaming.
I mean, yeah, if he showed up by a settlement, that'd be great. Or if he, appeared in the middle of the ocean, that would be not good. Or if he appeared in the middle of the sky somewhere and was
He
falling
can breathe
down.
underwater. That one would be bad.
Liliana is trying to impart that the first time a planeswalker spark ignites, it is inherently dangerous. That's why
Yeah.
being a planeswalker is inherently rare, because you could literally planeswalk for the first time. Oh, I'm in the plane of fire in the middle of lava. I just die now. I'm dead.
Hey, Koski, we have an opening spot if you'd like to come back.
It's so
Oh,
funny you say
man.
that. That's literally where my mind was going for a minute, because I was like, if he's just like gone and gets lost, do we just call up Koski? And it's like, I guess that's where we're going next, guys.
Hey, man.
Hey Koski, so I know we separated because like we thought it'd be
Little blue
dangerous
boy-
and stuff,
little
but
blue boy
like,
gone
do you
away
want to
from
join
home
us again?
My man.
Run away, disappear,
He's consistent. That's what you're asking.
He slipped.
disappear in front of our very eyes.
It's so fitting that the one person who was able to pick up on it was Marius, who was with Liliana. And like
Mhm.
Brett had the lowest score out of all those. No, technically Elodie had the lowest. But he
Oh,
had
I
the
guess
second lowest.
Yeah.
I can tell you guys what those were for. Those D100s.
Yeah.
That was to see if anyone else on board had a spark.
Oh.
That was for all your other NPCs, basically, your other characters.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah. See.
Oh, I thought it
Oh.
was for if our characters detected that shift in energy. But that makes sense too. That's fun.
Oh, nice.
And so the planeswalker and the plane caller were able to pick up on it.
Mm,
Oh,
So yeah,
he was close.
super
then.
random.
He was close.
Interesting.
He got like a 91.
Didn't
on
expect
didn't
that.
I? 93. Damn.
That 93. Let me go back
I
up.
think it was a 93.
What does it need
91.
to be like
You're
a
right.
95 and above?
Yeah, 93 is the last D100, and you had the advantage. Yeah.
It's crazy. I will be
It's
back.
pretty
I have to use
crazy.
restroom.
Yes. I must go get a bevy.
Where are my there's my slippers.